Hello, Jacob Torero here from Yellow Black Ship. How is everyone doing? It's been a long, crazy few months, and sorry I haven't been updating too much content. It's very difficult if you plug back in the matrix. It's I don't have the same freedom that I had when I lived in my car, but I have a lot more financial stability in planning my escape. So first, I'm still recovering or going through some sort of withdrawal from that aid. It's like you after you make your first $1 million and like, oh shit, everything is still fucked. Then you have a lot of self-reflections and other things to work on. And been working on that, getting slowly better. I finally got my IT certification, so that is awesome. Then that's a backup plan in case I got laid off or have to leave, go to other country. That's one of the things I'm going to talk about today is the escape plan or planning for the recession, planning for chaos as a black sheep. How do you how specifically am I planning for in terms of health, wealth, and relationship or game for the upcoming chaos because things going to get bad really, really soon, and I want to be prepared and ready for it. I know it's going to get bad. You guys probably already know, but people don't want to face it or try to escape it, try not to think about it, or when they think about it because they don't know what to do when they think about it. So, and also the social media and the government kind of want to make it less serious than it is right now, and it's going to be. So if you follow people like Patrick David or Elon Musk, like they all speak about the big crash coming, the because than ever. So in terms of wealth, and also it's gonna affect every other aspect of life as well: your health, your finance, your relationship, your casual sex you have, your partners. So I've been plugged back into the matrix, just not ideally, lost a lot of freedom. My life is not as fun and interesting as it used to be, but I'm planning for the worst and I will thrive so much when everybody struggle. So I want to give you guys an update. How am I doing? What am I preparing? And maybe it could help you guys in some sense. So let's start it first. So first is money and wealth. So how am I planning? And also, by the way, I know this channel is not only about dating, game, and casual sex, even though that's a big topic. But as a black sheep, you have to know how to deal with when the government try to take away your freedom, when the economies or the Wall Street try to take your money. How do you deal with it in terms of wealth and health? It's very important. That's the main purpose of my channel as well. Like, not just focus on day game or dating and just throw everything else out the window. It doesn't end up well for most guys. So first, wealth, about investing versus saving during recession. First, during recession, everything is kind of going down. But I don't trust the stock market, especially of the US right now. Everybody could have a different opinion, but I want to invest in something safe versus saving. And first, you need to understand that you're not investing to make money. You're not saving because when you save, you lose money. The more they print money, because things doesn't get more expensive. Like that burrito it used to cost $8, but now it's cost 15. It doesn't. The burrito didn't get more expensive. Your money is worth less. You still need more of your money to buy the same burrito. So that is the main concept that people don't think about, and that's like the easiest way to see it. Like right now, one silver coin is about $25, and that will be able to get you 2 burritos. And that same silver coin will be able to get you that same 2 burritos 10 years from now, 20 years from now, or 50 years from now. Be exactly the same. But the $20, the $25 that can get you 2 burritos right now, maybe 2 years from now, probably can get you one, and 5 years from now can probably only get you half of the burrito. So it's not a good idea to keep a lot of cash since you're losing, especially printing like crazy. So gold, silver, and Bitcoin is you can diversify between these. And within the diversify, also the government make it very difficult for you to have the assets because they know where to store, good place to store gold or your Bitcoin. The exchange is going like out of business. The wallet, the treasure is not very reliable. Ledger have some sort of shitty things going on with their recovery and their security. So like the government doesn't make it easy for you to have the assets. So not only you want to diversify between gold, silver, Bitcoin, you also want to diversify where you save it. You can go and silver, you can have them in multiple places, right? And with Bitcoin, you have multiple wallets, maybe Cold Card and Blockstream seem to be a people recommended right now, and then could keep some in paper wallet, keep some in like multiple exchange, MetaMask wallet, like spread it out. Don't put all in one basket because they're not a secure place to store Bitcoin right now. That and then save money in other currency because when the dollar is going down, some other currency will go up. My guess would be Dubai, China, and Russia. The West is falling and the East is rising, so their money going towards more in the future. And also mutual fund that invest in other countries, ideally in those countries. So because you cannot really buy stocks from those international, very easy. So mutual fund that invest money in there. So that's another option to put there. But my main saving right now is just gold, silver, and Bitcoin, and some in other currency in small amount in mutual fund because I'm not super good at the stock market, even though I've been trading for a while, but that's not like a job or anything. So anyway, that is in terms of saving, investing, and trying not to lose your money. So that's the main idea right now. Just to remember, you're not trying to make money. You're trying not to lose money. And in the end, you end up having more money because everyone else's money was less, right? So, I have a coffee here. That's the first thing. Secondly, job. Ideally, layoffs happening left and right. You want to be either top performer or you have a lot of extra certification and some credits, like some IT certification, some sales certification, some AWS course, Microsoft have Azure certification. There's so many things that you can do, but have something up your sleeve. So in case if the company lay you off, how about I have these certifications? Can I move different departments? Or you can get another job easier than somebody just have like a 4-year degree without much experience. So that's important. Ideally, you want to have both certification and top performer, which I'm doing right now. So that side hustle, if you have a side hustle, be best. And also be ready to be laid off. You have to have a saving at least. If you don't have a saving that allow you to live the next 6 months without jobs comfortably, then you doing it wrong. Then we focus on spending less and saving more. So I only keep about 10K in cash ever in my bank account, no matter how much money I have. So that should last me, if I live very cheap, probably a year in the US, even though things are expensive, I can probably live a year without a job. And it took me about 3 months living out of my car to get a good job by now. And that was during like a good hiring, not the layoff season. Because you have to remember right now that thousands of people with Amazon, Facebook, Google experience on the resume lining up to get the same job that you're trying to get. And they might even willing to get paid less. Right? How are you going to compete with that? So be ready for it. So the third thing is remote job, and how do you, my ideal place to do this is to just imagine when everything fall, recession is like earthquake. So the first world country is like a high building, and the third world country is like a 2 level house. So when the earthquake happens, you don't want to be in a skyscraper. You want to be in a smaller house. You be impact much less. Get it fall less hard, and less thing can go wrong for you. So ideally, you want to get a remote job and live in a cheap country that the currency worth less. First, they will got impacted by the recession a lot less. People making excuses. Oh, the U.S. gonna fall. Everyone gonna fall. And everyone will be impacted anyway. Why worry? But yes, but the country like Mexico, Portugal, like smaller country, they might be impacted, but they not be as crazy as country like U.S. and Canada. So ideally, you want to get a remote job, live in a cheap country where the currency worth more, the saving that you have worth more, but also the job on, and then you can wait it out the recession. And another advantage of doing that is when you get a remote job in these cheaper living country, you can lowball the entire market. For example, if you make a 100K job in the US, you pay 30% tax. You have about 70K left. You spend maybe 30, 40K a year. You have like 30, 20K left in saving. But if you can take the same amount of job, get the same job in a cheaper country, you can lowball, like you can, okay, I will do the exact same job that you're paying 100K for somebody in the US for 50K, and because the living cost is cheap where you're staying, you end up, and also the tax is a lot lower. There's some country with no tax for the expat as well. Then you end up saving, you have the exact same saving, 20, 30K in the end of the year. But the opportunity open up so much more, because why wouldn't they want to pay half of the price for the same amount of work? And then you can just wait out. The living situation in those countries might not be the best, but you can just wait out the recession for a year or two, and then get back to New York, London, and have fun after the recession over. Right. So that's the first. And then the fourth is multiple passport, because when things going south, the government gonna try to squeeze more and more shit out of you in terms of tax, labor, freedom, because they just want more control because they need it. Everybody's going crazy and protest and not paying tax because people don't make enough living, right? So you want multiple passport. So when shit like that happens, you can just move. You don't rely on just one passport and go to shit with everyone else. Even if you're not planning to move, it's good to have some residency of other countries, just in case. So that in terms of wealth, I'm doing right now, and I'm planning to get my European passport, either Portugal, Estonia, somewhere in Eastern Europe, and then ideally I want one in Dubai as well, because Dubai seems to going to have much less impacted during recession. So that's even, but the dating freedom is not ideal, so I kind of prefer Europe. So that in terms of wealth. In terms of health, for physical and mental health, you need to be extra careful to take care of your health. But right now, especially when healthcare become a lot more expensive, so eating healthy, exercise daily, make sure you know how to sleep. That's a very big thing. But a 2-hour podcast online by Dr. Andrew Huberman teach you how to sleep, and that's like half the equation when people get into depression, health, anxiety. Like your sleep is not on point, your diet is not on point, you don't exercise, and the doctors just make up shit like, oh, this depression is a disease, insomnia a disease, anxiety disease. No, those things is not a disease. Like Andrew Tate was right. Depression isn't real, in a sense that those are not a disease. They are a signal that your brain gives to you, or your mind, because those different things, or your body gives you like, hey, this shit is wrong, like fix it. But people are like, no, like there's nothing wrong. It's just a disease that I catch, like COVID, and now I need to take some medication. And doctor happy to give you that, and confirm that, so they make more money. So learn to control, take care of your health first. Very, very important. I've been going out, exercise daily, learn more about health, learn more about nutrition. It's free on YouTube. Just spend a couple hours watching guys like Andrew Huberman, Thomas DeLauers, like those, like Dr. Birch, and there's free content and teach you the basic one that usually you don't learn in school, even though even you take nutrition class. It's not popular on the media because maybe you're being healthy, how are they gonna make money? So that's the first thing. Second thing is you have to be able to fight and defend yourself. And so get to a boxing gym, learn the basic self-defense. But more important than that, the second thing is the threat response. The three main threat response: fight, flight, or freeze. And usually we don't have control over this threat response. When something happens, just imagine you're walking on the street and somebody jump out of nowhere. So the three main response is somebody just like go crazy and fight them, or some people run away. Some just freeze. And don't be embarrassed if you have the freeze one. 1 in 4 people have it. Like I have it too. So you have to learn how to deal with it. And just imagine if you tell a guy, hey, go talk to that girl, he fucking freeze, right? So 1 in 4 people have it. So first, don't feel ashamed, but also have to be able to respond to this threat in a way that not autopilot, because you don't want to, if two guys with a knife jump out, you don't want to go crazy and fight because you don't know how to control it, or you don't want to run when your girlfriend or your family is still there, right? You see some footage of the guy and girlfriend, and some situation happened, the guy just run without thinking, and people like shame him and like, but he did that because he didn't have any control on any practice over the threat response. So you want to have control over this. At least expose yourself, train in the gym, and visualize the threat. So when the chemical come out of your body, the adrenaline is high, you not lose control and either go crazy fighting or just running without thinking or like freeze and cannot do anything. So training, get ready, because violence and crime is going up in so many countries right now because of recession. So learn that, very important, how to defend yourself, because if you're not, I think Andrew Tate make a podcast, make a short video about how he respond to like the guy in the subway, hit the ladies, and the other guy tried to choke him. Then that guy got in trouble because the other guy is black and they say some racist stuff. So if you need to be able to deal with this situation, because if you cannot isolate yourself like the top 1%, like taking private jet, driving everywhere and not dealing and with bodyguard and shit, so you're gonna have to run into the situation without unexpectedly, and it's not good. So that's important. And also move to a safer city, like the city like San Francisco, like LA. It's getting more and more dangerous. Things get crazier, especially after the defund of the police, and now San Francisco just become a shithole. So get out, go to a safer place right now. And even though city like San Francisco and city like New York is a lot better for gaming, but right now it might not be the safest place. Everything is expensive and it's dangerous. Like, why are you paying more for that? Even though it's good for a game, which I'm going to touch on right now. So third, we talk about money, we talk about health. Another thing is mental health is very important. But if you take your physical health, that is half of the equation already. But also mental health, have a clear goal why you're doing what you're doing right now, and remind yourself every day. Just for, like me, I know I have to go to Europe, I need money. I'm planning to escape, I'm gonna get the van, I'm gonna travel Europe. So that's keep me going when shit get really bad. So mental health, there's a lot of things to go over, but maybe I'll do another podcast on that. And maybe the final one is about relationship and dating during a recession. I'm probably gonna record another podcast, compare between during booming economy versus recession, how the dating is different. But today, I'm just gonna go over briefly what's the main talking points and how it can help and what's the difference that we can do right now. Yeah, maybe a bit of coffee. Yeah. First, during a recession, girls will less likely to fuck around. So bad boys will have a harder time to get laid and casual sex. Why? Because when you're fucking starving, you don't care about casual sex. You still want something stable. So girls more likely to go for guy with stable jobs, even if it was just casual sex, because it's safer for her. Like, okay, if this casual sex turn into something, at least the guy can take care of me if I don't have a job or everything's become like crazy. He can take care of me financially. So you want to be a bad boy, but you want to have some sort of finance together, then you can get laid a lot more than. So also make sure you have a stronger frame, because girl will want to tie you down a lot more than when everything is great. They can make money, they have plenty, people can party without worry so much. Yeah, they can just fucking move on, right? But if everything is bad, they will want it. The hypergamy gonna go to the roof because they wanted you to stay around, especially if you're a high value man or you presented yourself in that way. So having a stronger frame and not letting them tie you down or like make you feel bad about being a player, etc. Very important right now, because in the past they enjoy bad boy. They fuck about, yes, I'll just fuck this guy on the vacation. But now, like that would do the opposite. Oh, why you stay around? Like, why you don't be a man and like be responsible, blah blah blah. And to also understand that don't get mad at them for that, because you will run into that more often than in a booming economy. So just understand that, okay, where they're coming from, they need something stable. So understand that, but also use that to your advantages. If you have a stable job, stable income, like instead of in the past when you the bad boy, you can present fun, carefree experience and spontaneous adventures. That's good enough. But now maybe sprinkle in a little bit here and there. Oh yeah, I work for a good company. It's just fun, but like I like to travel here and there. So like, sprinkle those things in to show your value, because that will make a big difference during this economy, this recession. So first. Second is girl would still like to fuck around. So don't be but pessimistic about that, because people want to escape the bad time. So they're still gonna like casual sex. But who they having casual sex with and how often can be very different. Right? So also with game right now, at the point I mentioned before, instead of going to stay in the big city that expensive, dangerous, just to game, while everybody not super open to sleep around, it seems not to be a good thing. So right now, focus on your health, focus on your career, and still game, don't give up, but do it on a maintenance mode instead of trying to getting better, which could be counterintuitive with dating advice. But just imagine, would you go out 7 days a week and 6 hours a day to game in a small town when there's not a lot of people, versus gaming 3 days in a really big city in New York? Which one you think you'll get better results and got more bangs for your time in many ways? So that's the same thing. Like if you go out 7 days a week and try to game during a recession, versus going out 3 days, 4 days a week during a booming economy, you get totally different result and you don't waste so much of your time. So the next 12 months, still game, so don't lose it, but don't expect so much of yourself. The result that you're going to get, the skill that you're going to develop, and the response from other girls. People less likely to travel, you meet less tourists, people less fucking around, they kind of stay. They rather be boring, having a boring boyfriend, beta loser that take care of them, than cheat on them with a fun guy, but then lose the stable guy to take care of them. So this is still gonna happen, but it won't be as common as before. So why waste your time going gaming crazy right now when it's difficult? So what I'm doing, I'm still going out, but I'm just main mode. Go out maybe 3 days a week, talk to 3-4 girls a day, that 3 days, and just keep it going till you won't get too depressed and too lonely, and you don't lose your skill when things coming back. And the rest of the time, just working on wealth and health, either saving more money, get certification, starting a side hustle, getting a remote job, planning to go to different countries. Those things is more important right now to just fucking around, right? Because that takes a lot of energy too. So far, yes, that's what I've been doing, and it's not fun, but remember, as a man, you're not supposed to let your emotion affect you, and things not only supposed to be happy and fun and interesting. These tough times will build your character and also make you more charisma, because you'll be able to deal with this shit and come out stronger. I got laid so much after COVID, and I got a result I never got before, because I go into COVID and I got out a stronger man. I become homeless for 3 months, living out of my car, and then get a much better job, get in a much better mental state. That's why I be able to get an 8 that I would never able to get before. I could only get into 7, 7.5, but I got 8, 8.5 after I come back. So that gives you the confidence, like, oh, I've been through this shit. Now, if it happens again, I can deal with it. So get through this recession, knowing yourself that you made it. It can give you so much confidence, because if you can deal with the recession, you can deal with anything. Because shit's gonna get really bad really soon. But remember, chaos equals opportunity. So do not shy away. And I will give you an update soon. So stay strong and keep hustling. Ta-da.